Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I'm Jennifer Frazier. I'm the director of our Paducah campus, and just very thankful to show our campus off to you all today. Very excited about our two signings today. Murray State and West Kentucky Community Technical College continue to strive to find ways that we can serve our students the best way we know how. And so these signings today provide that avenue, and we're always looking forward to our next partnership, and I think after you hear about these signings today, you'll be excited that we continue to partner to strengthen our community together. And I just want to thank those that helped. PACRO was our big instigator for our exercise science initiative here, and so Dean Byers and Dr. Todd and Dr. Gulson, they're all our nursing allied health folks that jumped on board and were willing to partner to make that happen, and that way provide another program for those students graduating from WKCTC so that they can stay here in Paducah, continue their education, and go out into our workforce and continue to make it stronger. And so today I'll hand the microphone over to President of Murray State University, Dr. Bob Jackson.
Jennifer, thank you, and it's good to see everyone, and thank you for being here. Dr. Mike Muscarella, Mike, wave, he said the mask, we'll be done with those in 60 days. Hopefully sooner. So you may be the hit here today. But it's good to see everyone, and thank you for being here. We have several major announcements that we would like to share with you today, two of which are exciting new initiatives with WKCTC and Murray State University. And we're very excited about those. They've been in the works for many months, and we appreciate the culmination of all that hard work today as we advance these initiatives for the good of our students and our families in our respective region. And first and foremost, I would like to thank my friend and colleague, President Anton Reese. We have worked together since I've been in this job very closely. And it's hard to believe, Regent Schimberger, this week is 3 years. It seems like about 20. And you predate me a bit, but the last several months and a couple of years, as we all know, have put dog years on many of us, or maybe all of us. I would like to recognize several individuals that are here with us today as well, who have been instrumental in the work that both of our institutions are doing. And if you would bear with me, and I hope not to leave anyone out as we go through this, I'm sure I will, and if I do, I apologize in advance, but hold your applause. But I want us to recognize several individuals. First, members of our Board of Regents who are here with us today, Regent Leon Owens from Paducah. And Regent Owens is right over here, and thank you for all that you do for the institution. Our faculty regent, Dr. Melanie Schimberger, and Regent Schimberger, thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for all that you do for Murray State University. I thought that actually Susan Guess, I don't see Susan, was going to be here, a former board chair and regent. Dr. Reese will recognize WKCTC individuals in just a moment. There's a couple of legislators, at least a couple here with us that we met with for a few minutes earlier today. Representative Randy Bridges, Representative Richard Heath, Senator Danny Carroll was coming as well. I'm not sure if he stepped in yet, but to our representatives and all of our legislators representing this region, we greatly appreciate all that you do for Murray State University and WKCTC as well. McCracken County Judge and Commissioners, I'm not sure if Judge Clymer made it, but Commissioner Bill Bartleman did make it, and he's right over to my left. And Commissioner Eddie Jones, who's also on the PACRO board. I'm not sure he's made it, but he may step in before it's over. The PACRO board is very important to what we're doing today, and I'll come back to the members of the PACRO board in just a second. Paducah City Commissioners and Mayor George Bray is here. And Mayor, we appreciate you taking the time to be here today and for your support. And also Sandra Wilson. We don't have a better cheerleader than Sandra, and she's been my friend a long time. Mayor Pro Tem and President and CEO of the Paducah Area Chamber of Commerce, and it's good to see her today as well. PACRO and our PACRO board, Greg Wiles is here with Marty Wiles, who is Congressman Comer's field representative for Western Kentucky. Thank you for being here. And Greg, thank you for all that you've done for Murray State. Judge Kevin Neal is going to be here as well. I'm not sure he has made it. Kevin O'Neill is here, and he is on the PACRO board, and I'll let President Reese talk about him in just a second. Jordan Smith is on the PACRO board. Jordan is here representing Murray State University on that board, but he's our Executive Director of Governmental Relations, Institutional Relations for the institution. Baptist Health, Lourdes Mercy, regional healthcare facilities in this community and beyond. Many of you are here, and I want to point out specifically, because I have seen a few of you, Dr. Mike Muscarella for sure, Dr. Summer Barnes, Dr. Jesse O'Donnelly. We have wonderful partners in this initiative and within these programs, and these would not work without the support of these institutions and other healthcare providers throughout our region, and we appreciate you very much. Murray State University individuals, our Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Tim Todd is here. You'll hear from him here shortly. Dr. Dina Byers, our Dean of our School of Nursing and Health Professions, Dr. Amelia Dodd, our Assistant Dean, and Associate Professor of Exercise Science. Amelia is going to be very important to one of the announcements today, along with Dean Byers, and we'll touch on that in just a moment as well. Dan Lavitt is the Executive Director of our Center for Academic and Regional Education, which means basically manages, oversees all of the regional facilities throughout Western Kentucky for Murray State. You heard from Jennifer. Jennifer Frazier is Director of the Paducah Regional Campus, who does a wonderful job. I'm sure I left somebody out, but I really appreciate all of you being here, and I really appreciate all that you do for Murray State University and WKCTC. I'm going to talk about some of others that I didn't mention in just a moment, but let's all give ourselves a round of applause. President Reese gave me the permission to make a couple of announcements briefly outside of the partnership announcements we're going to make, if that's still okay. You hear me and us and Murray State University and our administrators and other board members talk about our tremendous responsibility to our region and our students and our families and our multi-state region often. Murray State is recognized as one of the finest public comprehensive universities in the country. We're also recognized as one of the best values of any public comprehensive universities in the country. One of the rankings which I'm most proud and I talk about a lot is the best bang for the buck. And it was a Washington Monthly magazine out of Washington, D.C. Looks at universities every year, ranks them, and Murray State ranks on the top of that list in the Commonwealth of Kentucky in regard to being the best bang for the buck. And I think it's fitting today, this morning early, we announced that Murray State University will be distributing $4.5 million of the federal stimulus funding in which we've received of late, $4.5 million to student aid, additional student aid to our students and families who are eligible for this fall, who are enrolled this fall. A significant number, again, to help our students and families who really battled hard over the last many months as we've gone through this pandemic. Also, over the last few weeks, we have forgiven about $1 million of debt on accounts, student accounts, as we head into the fall. So about $5.5 million is being distributed to students as we go into the fall to help students and families as we go through the final months of this pandemic that we find ourselves in currently. So I want to make sure you're well aware of that. We let many know that this morning. We released that document about 9 o'clock or before, and I wanted to make sure that we publicize that today because it's fitting and it's appropriate and it works closely with the programs that we're announcing further today in partnership with Dr. Reese and WKCTC. Also, I want to take a moment, just personal privilege, to brag on the master's degree program of occupational therapy centered here at the Paducah Regional Campus. I'm very proud of this program and helped with the first cohort when they walked in here, but the little work that I did pales in comparison to the faculty and staff, the students who have been involved in this program, Baptist Health, Lourdes, Mercy, other healthcare providers. A few months ago, this program received its full accreditation through 2025. It's now accredited at the highest level in this country. And Provost Todd and I had the opportunity to come over here and meet with the accreditors a number of times as we assured and worked to get this program accredited for the next several years. It's a major accomplishment to get any program accredited, and especially this particular program. And again, I want to thank our faculty and staff, and especially our students. That's, again, Dean Dina Byers, Assistant Dean Amelia Dodd, Dr. Sherry Powers, who's the director of the program, Dr. Alvey, Dr. Taylor, and others that I'm sure I'm leaving out. And if you all would stand, I want you to recognize these individuals. They have helped make this program work, and it's done well. One of the programs, the partnerships today that we'll be talking about is a feeder program into this program. And I think it makes it only fitting that we recognize occupational therapy in that master's degree program today. Let me give you a few factoids too. We've graduated to date 38 new occupational therapists, 38. Many are working right here in this community. Many are working throughout the region. The second cohort graduated in May, so just a few months ago. The third cohort is still on campus. The fourth cohort starts next week. So the program continues, it's full, it's doing well, and everyone here should be very proud of what's going on with occupational therapy. So why we're here today. So here's the more good news, and I'm going to let my friend and colleague go through this in more detail because I've already stolen a lot of his time this afternoon. But exercise science will be the newest program that we launch on this particular campus, and that is the seed money from PACRO. And a $25,000 grant was provided in order to initiate this particular program, and an articulation agreement will be signed today with WKCTC. Most don't realize this, and I probably a few years ago couldn't have answered this very well. Dr. Mike Muscarella could have answered this any day of the week. But this is a feeder program into a lot of health science programs, whether it's physical therapy, occupational therapy, cardiac rehab, and the list goes on. And that's why it's important in a community like Paducah, which is a hub of healthcare. The field of exercise science is multidisciplinary. Also at Murray State University, this program is accredited at the highest level as well. It's good for our students. It's good for Murray State. It's good for WKCTC as we work together to enhance this program. So Greg, I want to thank you again and all the PACRO board, and I want us to publicly recognize these individuals for making this happen because they provide the first dollars to get it going. Lastly, our newest partnership is the Bridge program. Again, Dr. Reese will detail it further in just a moment. Again, this is how we're addressing financial barriers of families and students throughout this community and throughout our region, throughout this multi-state region. This program will use WKCTC's Guarantee program, a new program, which I'm sure you will elaborate on, with Murray State University's Promise program, which is a program whereby if you meet certain criteria, your tuition's already paid for. And so we have a 2+2 agreement between two wonderful institutions, and it will benefit those families, those students, and ultimately a 4-year education to across the street and 2 right here. And that's what we've been trying to do for a number of years now, and I'm really proud of this particular partnership and this initiative as we move forward. Let me stop there, and I want to thank you again for being here. It's good to see folks I haven't seen for some time. This is an exciting day for Murray State. It's an exciting day for WKCTC. It's an exciting day for the Paducah Regional Campus. And at this time, I'd like to present my friend, Dr. Anton Reese.
Thank you, President Jackson, for stealing all of my thunder. I just can't win, I guess. I mean, if it's a chamber meeting, Sandra gives him, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I get 5, and I'm chair of the board. I mean, there was a birthday party for Richard Heath. I didn't get invited. His team probably came on that air-conditioned Murray bus. My team came in, rented cars. But the collaboration is looking strong, my friend. How's that? So likewise, I do want to echo my appreciation to each and every one of you for being here. As Dr. Jackson has pointed out, clearly having our elected leaders here, definitely want to echo that appreciation because we are all in this certainly together. I do want to recognize some members of my team here this afternoon. Let me start, and let's ask them to stand. On the PJC board, it will be Chris Black, who is the chair. Chris Black, PJC. Ann Denton, also with PJC. The judge and the mayor serves as ex-official members on the PJC board. And then we have Butch Bradley on the West Kentucky Board of Directors. Ken Hurt, and is Erica here? And Erica Mehta as well too. So please give them a round of applause this afternoon. Some members of the team also includes Kevin O'Neill, as mentioned, the VP of Workforce, the Regional Development. I think I saw Lee in her diminutive status right there, yes. VP of Advancement, Shay Nolan, VP of Operations. In the back, of course, Janet Blythe, head of our marketing directing, Tammy Thompson with our PR, Kathy, omnipresent, and Dan and Tom on video. Did I miss any others? I'm working my way around. Dean Golson, as mentioned here, for the college, and certainly we'll be hearing from Dr. Meehan, our VP of Academic Affairs, as part of closing comments. Definitely want to, as I look in that direction, thank Dr. Meehan and Provost Todd. We know as presidents that on a good day we may come up with a good idea, but it takes ultimately people who really know what they're doing to get it implemented. So appreciate the laboring and the sojourn of making this opportunity certainly happen. By way of my comments, echoing so much of what Dr. Jackson has mentioned. So these two institutions really do have a unique partnership. I mean, again, many institutions claim to have that, but I do believe that, we are continuously on this path of a seamless transition. Ultimately, where we intersect is that we want to be sure that every man, woman, and child throughout this entire region has an opportunity to come to us and seamlessly transition to Murray State University in general, but particular emphasis, of course, as we're here today for this campus. There's an adage that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes leaders to provide some direction and support. And so individually and collectively, what you do really cements, if you will, this incredible opportunity that we have. But the backdrop, certainly over this past year and a half with all things COVID, as educators and leaders, the conversations revolve very heavily around things like enrollment, right? And why is that important? Because the more people, individuals, that we provide opportunities to get this thing that we call education, this vehicle of transformation, is really and truly, ultimately, more informed citizens commit a larger earning power, and certainly all of that ties directly back to the synergy between these institutions. Certainly in the case of West Kentucky, we also have the economic development arm, and as mentioned, PACRO plays a very critical role. So we want to add into that, ultimately, training and education is live, vibrant here in this community and certainly throughout this region. The reputation of the institutions, you've heard us both on several occasions, certainly provide you with not just our personal opinions, right? Again, all organizations say that they do great things, but the external recognitions that we get. As you may have heard, WKCTC now in 2021 is a finalist with distinction among the top 5 colleges in the nation out of 1,000 colleges across this country, which is an incredible achievement, an opportunity to build and connect with these incredible awards that Murray State also has from a liberal arts institution. The proof of the pudding ultimately is students coming across that stage. We also lead the Commonwealth on so many metrics associated with retention and graduation, and this partnership provides yet another opportunity to certainly expand on all that. So we are indeed incredibly excited for this opportunity to remove barriers for students getting access, provide them with this support, and certainly this bridge program for, again, adults, students coming right out of high school, full-time and part-time. We want to remove the age-old question, can you afford to come to college, is what this agreement today cements. With that, I will yield the microphone unwillingly, but thank you all again for this partnership. Thank you so much.
So now we'll have the signing of the presidents, and then Dr. Mahan, you'll come up, and Dr. Todd.
Oh, let me go first.
Take your time.
You want to tell them what you did once?
Oh, yes. The running joke there is I signed in the President Jackson slot the last time we did the agreement. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me just to share a few words real quick from the academic side of the house. And I think the person in this room that I've known actually the longest is Lee Emmons. And Lee and I go back as a former grad student of mine just a few weeks ago, I think, Lee. That's right, yeah. A couple of years. And she may remember this concept, but I've been at Murray State. I've been blessed to be at Murray State for 26 years. And every day it becomes clearer and clearer to me that things get done and work gets accomplished because of relationships. And I cannot tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to have 2 presidents, to have the relationship that they have with each other, and I think you could see that just a few minutes ago, and also to have the friendship that they share, that I personally share with both of them, dating back decades. And even in the pandemic, a new relationship has been built with Dr. Mahan coming in, and I have had a chance to know him for just right at a year, and I already consider that a strong friendship, and I thank you, my friend, for that. Our 2 institutions of higher learning also share a tremendous relationship with each other, and that is signified by both of the signings today that both presidents just did. I'd like to offer the congratulations again academically to Dean Byers and her faculty and staff and their counterparts at WKCTC, Dr. Muscarella, and all the great friendships that what you and I share and experiences for years, and what these 2 programs here, and particularly the exercise science, the new one, will do for this region, and will do for this community, and will do for both of our institutions. It is indeed a great day at WKCTC, at Murray State, in Paducah, Kentucky, and in the region of West Kentucky that we all call home, and we're blessed to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those kind words, Dr. Todd. It is remarkable to me that within a short year, and that during mask times, how welcome you all have made me feel as a newcomer to the community and to the college. And a large part of that is, I think, very much owed to the friendship extended by Dr. Todd. And it's been wonderful to see this relationship between the presidents and between the institutions. Even though we were together at Fulton and you guys had your t-shirts, but it was in purpose of making sure that our students, no matter where they are, get the opportunities that they need to come to us, to come to Murray. At the end, we want to make sure that our students have the opportunities that they need. And the agreements that we've made just now are one example of the ways that we have that continuity of relationship. Just this morning, I was speaking with my new faculty, and our business VP couldn't join us, but I wanted to thank her and making it possible for us to have new faculty given this time of challenging enrollments. But this morning, I pointed out to that new faculty that in many ways, WKCTC is almost the envy of a large number of community colleges. We graduate, we retain consistently much higher than the national average. But when you look closely at those figures, you see that we have a good deal of work to do with certain populations, certain segments of our demographics. So the struggle always continues. This marks a high point for us, but something that I've learned from working with all the individuals here, with Dean Golson, Dean Carrie Hopper couldn't join us today, with Jennifer, is that although the struggle continues, days like this kind of make it worthwhile. So thank you all so much for this opportunity, and I don't know if there are any other closing remarks either of you would like to make, but this has been wonderful.
Thank you all. But certainly as we bring our program to a close, this certainly will not be our last memorandum of agreement. Let's just say that. We do plan on building. As Dr. Mahan pointed out, we continue to look at ways, raising the question, who is missing? I mean, ultimately, it's a win-win when we have all hands on deck. There's always, the great debates as to how do we get the unengaged engaged. We know for sure, if you will, through our experience, through the level of committed faculty and staff that we have, that we are more than eager and ready to serve all of our citizens throughout this region. And we certainly look forward to seeing you at yet another signing. So again, thanks. I didn't think I acknowledged you, Jennifer. I'll do it just this once. Thank you so much for really, you and Dan, and Dan's right over there, being our point people, here on the ground, if you will, here. So we just really want to appreciate that partnership and certainly look forward to building on that as well, too.